Hey everybody, if you see over my shoulder here, this is my new bottling tank. I've had it for a little while now. Finally bit the bullet, spent the money, and it is expensive, and bought this much nicer bottling tank. And it's got some pretty cool features we'll talk about in a minute. But if you see the shirt right here, I got it, a friend of mine just started up a little business. It's a website called foodietees.com, FOODYTEES.com. And he's also got one, it says local honey on it, and then several different foods. It's kind of fun. Just check it out. I'm sure he'd appreciate your support if you wanted to check out and try a t-shirt. My main purpose tonight is I want to show you the features of this bottling tank, show you kind of how I store my honey, and then how I bottle it up, and how much easier it is with this new setup I have here. We've got our 5-gallon buckets here. That's how I store all my honey pretty much. We harvest it, put it in the 5-gallon buckets, and that just makes it easier to manage. It's better than bottling it all up and having all those thousands of bottles sitting around. Plus, you can decrystallize it right before you bottle it up this way. And that way you don't have hundreds of bottles of crystallized honey sitting around. Anyone who has bees and understands, what real honey will do, it typically crystallizes. So what I've done for years is I ordered this power blanket right here. It wraps around these 5-gallon buckets, and I would just put it on the bucket for a couple of days. It heats it up to a really good temperature for decrystallization, and I would just let it decrystallize the honey before I bottled it up. So here's the power blanket. It really works well if you don't have a lot of honey to bottle up. I've done thousands of pounds of honey using this method, just one bucket at a time. So we would take the honey in a 5-gallon bucket, we would put it in the bucket with the orange honey gate there, and just bottle up, hundreds and hundreds of bottles of honey over the years. The blue one, I ordered it doesn't work very well. I don't recommend those. It was not worth the money. I think I filled it up and bottled it, used it once. It's really not designed, I don't think, for a plastic 5-gallon bucket. We even used, originally before we had the honey gate bucket, we would just scoop it out with measuring cups and put it in bottles. So that shows you how far we've come. So I've been needing to do this for a while, and I finally pulled the trigger. We decided it was worth the money for sure because we have so much to bottle up. And we ordered this, had it for just a little while. It's got some pretty cool features. So this thing is a 16-gallon Maxant bottling tank. It's almost full of honey here, you see. And it's got this area around the edge right here. And inside there is hollow. So you pour water into this hole. Distilled water is what I used. It's like a jacket that goes around the honey. And this is a thermostat right here. You turn that on. Turn on. Make it the temperature you want it. And there's a heating element that goes into the water. It just heats up that water in the jacket around the honey, and in turn it heats up the honey. And so you can look on there and you can tell exactly how warm the honey is, and you can adjust it accordingly. This right here is a tube that tells you how much water is connected down here. It tells you how much water is in the jacket around the honey. If you need to add some water, you put it in here, and this will rise. You can open and close it down here. You can open it up. You can see there's a little butterfly clamp right here that you open up if you want to drain the water out of here. If you want to drain the water out, you just open that up. But probably the most important feature about this, I would say, is this no drip honey gate right here, because it is so nice. It's very quick and efficient, and it just does a great job, and it's so much faster and easier. So the advantages of this thing are you can warm the honey up to the temperature you want it. You have control over that. You can do up to 15 gallons at a time, and you can utilize this no drip valve here, honey gate, to bottle up your honey. Over here is some honey. I bottled up, I think, 131 pounds last night, and or a couple nights ago, and I refilled it. This is what the honey looks like when it's bottled up. Get my bottles from soda plastics. They come like this, and there I think are 225 bottles, I believe, in a box. And I think I figured out with shipping they're around 62 cents a piece or something, give or take a little bit. Got to order the lids and the bottles together. It's worked well for me. I would also recommend, I ordered this later, a pale perch from Maxant. It fits right on there. Without that, it was very difficult to get the honey into the bottling tank. So I'd recommend if you order one of these, you just get that pail purchase. It's a little pricey, but you know, you'll have it forever. That thing is super heavy duty and it fits right over the edge. It's been a game changer. Over here, we've got a little project. We've just started doing this, trying it out. I use these straws right here. Fill them up with honey, make some honey sticks. We had to order the impulse sealer, and there's some honey ready to go. Very tedious. We got to get more efficient at it, but that's something we're just kind of playing with right now. We just started doing that. All right, we're going to bottle a couple bottles up. This bottle right here, there's a little line right here. You can barely see it, and that's exactly a pound. You can also weigh it if you want to. So here's how it works. How easy that is. Boom. It's basically perfect. So much easier and it doesn't drip. You do need to kind of take the edge of the bottle and just catch that last little drop, but it works perfectly. Just like that. It's as easy as that. You can knock out 100 bottles out of this thing in no time. It's pretty cool. Okay, the next step is to put the lids on the bottles. These lids right here, they come with a little seal inside. So when you put it on the bottle, you just screw it on really tight, like this, okay? You take the lid off. When people buy the honey, they'll take the lid off, and that seal will be on top of the bottle like that. Screw it on there, like so. The last step to this honey preparation is to put the label on. So what I like to do is I lay it on its side. I've got these labels here that I use. These labels are from Blue Sky Bee Supply. I order them 1,000 at a time, and they customize them for you, whatever you want them to say. They got a lot of different designs as well. So the label looks like this. What we found was, if you put the labels up too high, they'll tend to crease around the top. But if you put it down about a ½ inch or so from the bottom, kind of like so, you line it up. See how low it is towards the bottom there? Then you kind of go from one side, I just kind of seal it over like this. Make sure it's got a good seal around the edges. They tend to not crease around this top as bad. Very rare, I mean, it's pretty smooth most of the time when you do that. So that's what a finished product looks like, or 1 pound honey. Of course, you can use the bottling tank, you can use this technique with any type of bottle or jar you want to use, but this is just how we do a vast majority of our honey. About a ½ inch from the bottom or so. And the next step is to get it to the customer. So that's it, that's how we do it. Well, there you have it. That's how we do it now here at Bruce's Bees. The process has definitely evolved over time, and we're happy with what we're doing now. So y'all take care. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up if you like what you see, and also mash that notification bell to see future videos from me. Thank y'all. Have a good one. On to the next video.